Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast. I'm Gus.
I'm Gavin.
I'm Blaine.
I'm Barbara.
And I'm
What are you
Gus.
doing?
Keep clapping. He's giving us some audio texture over there.
Stop.
He just wanted to get on camera.
Oh, he's got his milky cam back.
He does.
What? If you're going by Gustavo, why do you keep introducing yourself?
I've been slowly trying to do it over the course of time. Written down, it's always Gustavo. You all already know me as Gus. The audience already knows me as Gus. So it's only when I meet new people I say Gustavo.
Oh, so you're not as sensitive if it's like someone who already interacts with you calls you Gus? Okay.
No, it's fine. Totally fine. In fact, I was at the flight school taking a lesson the other day, and an instructor needed to borrow something, so I handed it to him. He's like, "Oh, we never actually met," and he introduced himself. I'm whatever. I said, "Oh, I'm Gus. I'm Gustavo." I still do it all the time. He gave me a look. I was like, "Yeah, sorry."
Have you guys ever introduced? Blaine, you can't really shorten that in any way, but do you ever introduce yourself as a Gav, or is it always Gavin?
I feel like I say Gavin, and everyone always asks me, like, do you prefer Gav or Gavin?
Yeah.
And I just never have an answer for that.
I
really don't mind.
I don't know how to tell someone that because I get asked that a lot. Like, do you prefer Barb or Babs or anything? I don't know how to say I don't give a shit in a nice way.
Say, whatever you want. I'm fine with all.
Yeah, I'm usually just like, call me whatever. Yeah. Whatever you want.
So you don't give a shit if I call you Gustavo or Gus?
No.
What if I call you Gas?
Well, that's not me. I'd be like, who are you talking to? That's not me.
Completely different name.
Man, speaking of flight school, I had asked you to be here, Blaine, today, because today was the day I was going to show you my pilot license.
Oh, really?
Because I was supposed to take my test yesterday and get it, but the plane was broken.
No!
I went out there there's one light on the plane that needs to be on out of all of the lights for daytime flight, and it was burned out.
Is it the bulb?
I don't know. It wouldn't come on when I would
tape your phone.
When I would flip it on, and I'd be like, "You don't even really need it. It's clear day. It's sunny. You can't even tell really if that light's on or not." It's like, but I know it's not on, so I can't take the test.
Every time I am like in my backyard looking up in the sky and I see an airplane flying overhead, I always think like, I hope their HUDs is like lit up, like their lights, because I'm sure you talked about it on the podcast, but it's like the cabin's just black.
I uploaded a video to my Instagram account showing that. It's like my instructor's holding like a red flashlight.
Looks like fucking like you're about to drop a bunch of dudes into Vietnam or some shit. Like, it is horrifying. Bro.
I definitely thought you were going to say, I just assume it's Gus flying up in the air. That's what I thought you were going to go say.
No, but I did have a moment the other night. I was walking my dog with my girlfriend, and I looked up and I was like, I bet that's Wes and Eric and the guys that are coming over from Celebration. And like, I don't know why I had that instinct, but it was like it just kind of lined up just based on the flight path and everything. And then the next day I asked, when did you guys fly into Austin? And they told me when they landed, and it perfectly crossed over with the plane that I called out. And I think I actually just felt their presence.
Could have been. Planes land in Austin like every few minutes, right?
It's like nonstop.
It's
You should
nonstop.
install Flight Radar 24 on your phone.
Yeah.
You can see what every plane is.
I was burnt by that time that I followed that one guy that was not you. And I was like, go, Gus!
Yay! Gus texts you. He's like, I'm at home. What are you talking about?
Are you allowed to have signals with people on the ground? Like secret signals?
What do you mean?
Like, if I think you're flying above me and I flash a red light like 3 times, are you allowed to flash a green light back 3 times or something like
As
that?
long as it's not a laser or anything.
Yeah.
I don't see why not. Or you could just call me. I could be like, hey, it's Gavin.
Are you allowed to talk on the phone?
Yeah, sure, why not?
What do you mean?
I don't do it. Trust me, I put my phone in do not disturb so it doesn't go off or anything.
Something funny happened during my flights this weekend. I went to a con with Aaron and Kara from Ruby. Lindsay couldn't make it, unfortunately, but it was just the 3 of us. And Kara and I were on the same flight home. We were flying from Indianapolis to Dallas to Austin. And Kara kept looking up. She like obsesses over like flight status and where planes come from, and like she just tracks that stuff insanely. And during the weekend, she's like, "Oh, I'm looking up like the statistics for this flight, and like 25% of the time it gets canceled, and 65% of the time it's late." And like we had a 1-hour connection in Dallas, which is always a clusterfuck because sometimes you have to change.
It could be close or it could be far.
Very far.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday, she was like, "Oh, good news. It's actually the same plane that takes us from Indianapolis to Dallas. And then we don't even have to like change gates because it's the same plane that takes us there." And so we deboard when we get to Dallas. And so we're waiting to reboard onto the next flight that takes us to Austin.
Same gate and everything?
Same gate.
Same plane, yeah.
And we were talking about how great it's going and like we're so lucky it's the same flight because it ended up being late. And Kara's doing the thing where she's like, "Oh, but I bet you something's gonna be wrong. It's taking too long." And I was like, "Kara, stop it! Don't jinx it." And she's like, "Oh, it's gonna be like, we need more fuel, and it's gonna take this long to get the fuel, and blah blah blah." Sure enough, 5 minutes later, they come on the thing and they're like, "Hey guys, so turns out this plane has an issue with the water. They're gonna have to completely drain out everything and refill it. So we don't really know when it's gonna board." And I looked at Karen and I went, "You fucking jinxes.
It's all your fault somehow.
Hate you." And then she's like, "Oh my God." And we finally changed gates to a different plane that we could take maybe like 25 minutes later, 30 minutes later.
Yeah.
And as we're literally going through the checkpoint, she's just like, "What if like we get on the plane and like this happens?" And I just said, "Kara, don't talk. No more talking." She's like, "Okay, I won't say anything about the plane anymore, about how like we'll take off late or sit on the runway or blah, blah, blah." And sure enough, there's weather in Austin. So we couldn't take off for like another 30 minutes.
Wait, was it this weekend?
Yeah, it was
Because you had
Sunday.
another flight, and I remember you were saying that like you were texting the group because we didn't know if you're going to be in for filming the next day. And like you had to like get a pod,
Yeah.
or some like a little baby hotel that they have at the airports.
Yeah, that happened a few months ago, I think.
A month and a half, 2 months ago, maybe.
Coming back
Shit,
from
dude.
Huntsville, and the flight was so delayed that we were going to miss any flight out of Dallas back to Austin. So I had to stay overnight in Dallas
Ugh, like at the airport.
at the airport.
Fuck.
I opted to rent. So they have like these mini cabins you could rent where you usually use them for naps on like a long layover or something, or if you want like a private space. But you could also rent them for like an overnight thing. And I did that.
How much was it?
It's like $170, $175.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it was. I wouldn't do it again.
No, it's too cramped. He's
It
like,
was sketchy as fuck. People kept trying to open my door in the middle of the night, and like to use the bathroom, you have to leave the little area that it is to go use the airport bathroom.
leaving all your shit in the pod.
And there's no lock on the door or anything like that from the outside. No key cards or anything like that. So, I mean, you are in the airport.
But that
so
seems like an easy fix. Why wouldn't they have some way to lock it?
Oh, it's clearly like the cheapest thing possible. They have one guy there who I think goes and buys the snacks from the airport concessions and brings them into like the little lobby area. It was weird.
I was flying back so I went to Star Wars Celebration last week, and I was flying back, and I went a little extra because I don't have status like you guys do, because I'm assuming you guys are flying all the fucking time. So I spent some miles on getting into the Admirals Club, and I came on like an empty stomach, and I'm not used to being in the Admirals Club. And they had like free shit, like they got like free soup and
They have
chips.
like soups and snacks and little foods and any drinks too.
I think I had like 7 bowls of tomato bisque to the point where my stomach hurt real bad.
Was it the cheesy tomato bisque or something?
Yeah, it had like Gouda in it or something.
Yeah,
I
they
was
had
just
that,
like, the guy next to me must have thought I was like going through something, because I would load up and then just like kept going back and forth, same bowl every time. It was the best. It was the best like miles I've ever spent before.
Should have got like 2 bowls at a time.
I would love. This is going to be the biggest first world problem, but I do have access to the Admirals Club just because of like the credit card I use and also the points and stuff like that from flying. And after you fly almost every weekend for conventions and stuff like that, I just want them to put like one new snack in there. Just like
Same time?
it's the same food. I mean, there's like a breakfast food where they have like hard-boiled eggs and some other things, fruits and stuff like that. And then in the afternoon, it changes to like the lunch dinner kind of menu. But it's the same stuff every time. I would pay money for like 1 or 2 new options.
And aren't they normally, don't they prohibit you from bringing in outside food?
I haven't noticed that, but I haven't tried. So
They had like tortilla soup, bisque, and then barbecue sliders, and I just like
what?
drank my weight in bisque. And, the next day I took
title.
a shit and it was blood red, and I didn't know if it was because of the bisque or my stomach was doing something to me.
You took a bisky shit.
It's also like it's a very orange soup. I don't know where the blood red would come from.
I don't know either, man. But I was like, that was like normal. But
But the next one was nice and brown.
oh yeah, we're back in Browntown, baby.
Hey,
It's all good. Thank you.
That's another possible title. Blaine Gibson back in Browntown. I for the first time, since last year, I think, I went and I saw a movie this past weekend. Actually made it.
Maverick?
I went out and I saw Top Gun Maverick
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
me neither.
on Saturday.
Dude, it's so fucking good. It is like, you wouldn't expect a sequel to a, 30-year-old?
36-year-old movie.
Yeah, man.
Well, I thought Top Gun was shit. So hopefully I really enjoyed Top Gun 2. I thought the first movie was just maybe you had to be there.
I felt like it was a very influential movie when it came out. I was 8 years old when that movie came out, and I remember like watching it on VHS, and that's actually what made me start loving planes and aviation. Was
Top
watching
Gun?
the original Top Gun,
Really?
when I was like 8 or 9 years old, and so it was really cool to see the new one, and the new one's way better than the first.
Sweet. Yeah, I'll watch it.
I don't want to like
How
hype
many
it
are
up.
there?
What's up?
How many are there?
Just two.
This is the
Just
second
two?
one,
Okay.
I don't want to hype it up too much, but I went into it and I was like, why? How the fuck could Top Gun get all this hype? Like, who cares? Like, the first one, I agree. I didn't like it all that much. And I went in and I was just like, kind of like arms folded the entire time. And then by the end of that movie, I was like, holy fuck, I want to go to the danger zone, bro. This is so sick.
Do they play
Yeah.
that song in the movie at least once?
I don't want to say anything.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I actually, and I'm not, how do I navigate this? I had a bad movie going experience. I bought tickets for my girlfriend and myself to go see Top Gun at a trusted movie theater that I go to very often. And we went in and they had the Jurassic World trailer pop up, and then like something like a loud Tyrannosaurus Rex leg comes down. It boomed the speakers, and then from that point on, the dialogue track was gone. So you'd see Chris Pratt going, but you wouldn't hear him, or you'd hear like Jeff Goldblum way in the fucking back of the theater.
The center channel was out.
I guess, maybe. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't right. And I was like, well, maybe that's just a bad export on the
Yeah.
trailer. And then Top Gun starts, and there's like pretty loud jet stuff going off, and it kept fucking resetting. And then like you would just lose all the audio tracks. You can't hear.
What the hell?
Yeah, so I was like, shit. And I was like, I've heard such great things about this movie, and I know it's like a big cinematic experience. I don't want to watch it like this. So for the first time, I think in my life, we left the theater, and I asked for a
damn.
refund.
That's
Then
commitment.
We went to another place like across town. It was like Dolby Atmos. It was the exact opposite. It
nice.
was sick.
Well, the interesting thing is the reason I actually went and I saw it, even though it's the second week, like I'm still trying to avoid crowds and like confined spaces and everything.
I get it.
It's playing at so many theaters and there's so many different show times. I was like, oh, there's a showing that starts in like 30 minutes and there's only 5 people who've purchased a ticket. Like, I'm gonna buy a ticket on the exact opposite end of the theater.
Yep.
There we go, done, fine, not a problem.
Take me with you. If whenever you go see it, you haven't seen it either?
We haven't seen it either.
I would love to go with you guys. It was such
Let's do
a
it this
fun,
week. Let's do it
fun
this week.
experience.
Yeah, let's do it. I want to see it
Yeah.
this week.
Okay.
If
let's
there's
do it.
any seats.
Yeah.
I think there are. I mean, as Gus said, it's playing everywhere.
I went
now.
Saturday afternoon and it was like, I could go to any theater I want and watch this.
Yeah.
So did the T-Rex stomp out the sound? Did it like break at that point, or was it gone already?
I think he was gone already because like I wasn't really super paying attention, but then that was the moment where like, you know, the pre-show of this theater, it was Alamo. I love Alamo, and I messaged them and they're like, how was your experience? And I was like, it wasn't great. I understand that there was probably some technical problems. It felt like your theater was understaffed too. I hope that they were okay. Like I was like very nice throughout the entire process, and they were very cool. They gave me like free tickets and stuff.
Oh, nice.
It was all fine, but I was like, man, that sucks because I love the Alamo.
Speaking of the Alamo, I know that you saw the Bob's Burger movie, right, Gav?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, you haven't? I thought you did. Make?
She's seen it.
Okay. There is a little pre-show thing from the Alamo that happens in Bob's Burgers where it's a phone call between an Alamo employee and Bob. It's Hannah McCarthy.
Yeah.
It's her voice.
Oh.
Yeah, because she works with the Alamo now, and I guess they used her voice as like the person from the Alamo like talking to Bob. And I was
Yeah.
like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
She got to talk to Bob.
Yeah, even though probably didn't. They probably recorded their audio
Yeah, yeah.
separately.
She's posted a couple of things about what she's doing out there. She seems like she's having a lot of fun. I actually reached out to her not too long ago because I listen. We do Stinky Dragon, and I also listen to it. And she voices like one of the villains, Paralyte, which is like an incredible job. And she's continued to support the show, even though she's at a different place now. And I reached out and was like, I super appreciate that because she offers so much to the show. Very good voice actress.
Yeah, Gus was
Very
second
super.
choice for Paralyte. So
Oh yeah.
I feel like we don't talk about Tales from the Stinky Dragon enough. It's our D&D podcast, which I think is fucking great. I love it. I think it's going really
you
well.
should get Gav to do a voice on it.
You
at
have to
some
do a
point.
voice. If you've never listened to it, we're like between arcs right now. It's
Yeah.
like the perfect time to jump in. I would recommend you listen to all the old episodes, but if you don't want to, there's like a recap episode, and then right when the new arc starts. So it's like you can listen to this recap and then get started without having to listen to everything. But you should go back and listen to everything.
Yeah, it's always difficult doing a podcast that's narrative because it's difficult for people to jump in at any point. But that's what's great about those recaps is you don't need to. Although I've heard from so many people that like once they started, they just binged the whole show.
Yeah.
So that might be you. So watch the first episode and see if you like it.
I'm really excited for the episode we're taping tomorrow. I can't
Oh,
wait
no.
to see how it's going to go. Like, I've been sitting on it for for a little while, waiting to get to this.
I was doing yard work and I was behind like 5 episodes, so I 1.2 speeded through all of those episodes, and it was the easiest listen. It's of the things that we're working on at Rooster Teeth right now, it's the one I give the most shit about. I love that. I love doing that show. And it's also like, I've noticed this about Anma too. You're all hyped up on coffee. And like, that's when you are like peak funny.
Yeah.
And that's like, I come in every morning with my Hank's coffee and I'm fucking slurping that shit down and I'm like firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, we should start doing this podcast in like earlier in the day.
Like we used to.
No, we used to do it at 7:30,
later.
didn't we?
Well,
Well, I mean, we used to do it in the morning.
when we
when
did
it wasn't
audio.
live.
Oh, right. Yeah, I remember we used to do the RT podcast live at 7:30 though, so we would get dinner.
Home size. It was back at 6 or 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah.
And because we would finish at
Get
like
home like
9:30
at 10.
at
You
night.
get home like at 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, Achievement Hunter would clear out, and I'd sit with my thumb in my ass for 2 hours.
Yeah, I'd walk
even
across
think
to the
about that.
annex and be like, "Is everything set up?" Okay.
All right.
Yeah, guess
I'll
we'll just
sit
hang
here.
out for another 3 hours.
Because at first when we started doing it, it's like there was no broadcast department. There was me and Brandon. So it'd be like I'd have to go over there to the annex, set everything up, and be like, "Okay, we're ready to go."
I think this is the only show we do live after hours, like work hours.
Yeah.
I guess sometimes doesn't Off Topic dip into that a little bit?
Not anymore. They, I think, now go for an hour and a half and then do a half hour.
Not
or
with
so
Eric's
post-show.
tight ship.
I remember when Off Topic used to be like,
I mean, you can go later if you want to. I just don't think anybody wants to.
I ain't on it. Why are you looking at me?
Then why are you saying anything?
What? I'm just having a conversation.
we're just talking. We're all friends.
No!
we're all buds. We're all buddies.
Yeah. Anyway, Tales from the Stinky Dragon. Go look for it wherever you listen to podcasts.
We're going to do a Tales from the Stinky Dragon one shot at RTX, right?
RTX. Shit, that's like less than a month away.
Yeah.
July 1st to 3rd.
Oh, fuck, dude. It's coming up so
RTXevent.com.
Woo!
Your first time together in 3 years? Yes,
Yeah.
it's 2019. They put out that like animated little trailer thing with the little animated cartoon.
It's really cute. I saw that. Yeah.
And yeah, that's out there. Anyway, yeah, go check it out right there. Boom. Or go to you type it in manually, rtxevent.com if you want, if you don't have a QR code.
I need to start like doing my like RTX routine. Like I'm gonna start like probably running and dieting because like I always like want to look my fucking peak at RTX.
I hear during RTX,
you boys and girls.
you only eat tomato bisque.
It's true.
Just
It goes
3
straight
days
through
of
me.
tomato bisque, nonstop.
That
blood
would
red
probably
shits
help you lose
in
weight.
Austin, Texas.
No, it makes the experience a lot of fun too. Because like if I eat like a saint the entire month leading up to it, and then RTX hits, and then I'm just eating like a goblin, then it makes it all the more sweeter. I'm very excited, but yeah, I need that human fuel.
It's going to be crazy to do that again in person. It's
gonna
going
be
to
so
feel like
weird.
a time skip,
Yeah.
you know?
I was looking back recently through some more. I was just like archiving some footage, and I found all the footage from when a bunch of RTX attendees pelted us with water balloons. And there's so many people in that crowd that I've seen since.
I know.
And like Christian was in there.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people who work, especially I think like as either producers in broadcast or otherwise, like who were RTX volunteers or attendees.
Yeah, I was like scrubbing through, and I was like, and I slacked him. I was like, "Were you in the crowd of that?" And I was like, "Is this you?"
Yeah.
And I just drew an arrow to it.
There's
Like,
like
yeah, that's me.
Cole from the first RTX in a volunteer shirt. He's like one of the 8 volunteers we had for that one. That's cool.
Was that the year that I was your?
Nope, this was 2011.
So I missed that. I wanted to go to that, but I went to the day 5 thing instead. And I remember in day 5, there's a guy with a bicycle, and that was me. My debut.
Day 5 view.
My debut. Yeah.
There's a photo from the first RTX actually that just popped up on my like a memory from X amount of years ago, where when you said water balloons, Gav, I don't know if you remember this, Gus, how there was water balloons at the first RTX and people were like throwing them at each other and like racing around the field and stuff like that. It's like it was in the field day.
It was hot.
It's very
It was
hot.
really hot.
There's a photo of me running. And literally, it's a photo that was taken as a water balloon is hitting my face and splashing.
Wow.
So it's just me mid-run with a water balloon just exploding on my face. And I thought it was the funniest thing ever.
Something you forget about water balloons is when you get hit by one, it's like, yeah. But there are like small amount of places on your body where it really hurts.
Yeah.
And you don't often get hit in one of those unless there's like 500 people throwing them, and then you
will definitely get hit.
getting a water balloon pop over your ear and having all the water just shoot against your eardrum really hurts.
Yeah, dude.
And it happened to Dan and me in 2 different attempts.
I would expect with that many people, it's going to hit you everywhere, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hit us everywhere, but just
Where it hurt the
Occasionally.
most? Did you?
Yeah, in the ear hole. But just that even just like,
Did you do that thing where you got the water stuck in there for a while?
Yeah, I think Dan had it way worse because there was like a police siren, what sounded like 3 miles away, and he was like, it was like that certain frequency.
The worst is like when you get a little bit of water in your ear and like you can't get it out, and then like an hour or whatever
like,
passes,
drools
and then
out.
it comes out and it feels like really warm. It was like, oh yuck, why is it that warm? I guess it's like your body temperature, like it's warmed up to whatever.
And ears are like one of the hottest bits, to be honest.
It just feels
really?
disgusting.
They used to take temperature in the ear, didn't they?
Yeah, I think it's just like, it's the same with animals. Like if you thermal camera cat, it's like ears are really hot.
I get it. I have an in-ear temperature gauge that I got at the beginning of the pandemic, and you just like,
You got your ears cleaned out recently, didn't you?
dude, yes.
You get them vaced?
Shit fucking rocked. No,
Or
it was
did
like
they
she
go in
used
with, like,
everything.
materials or
she
tools?
did like a little syringe, and she squirted some water in there, and then there was also some vacuuming, and it was just like 5 minutes of me fucking pinned into a chair, like feeling like I was the Winter Soldier getting his brain scrambled.
Yeah.
And then I
pretty
walked
intense.
out with like 20 times better hearing. It was incredible.
2020 hearing.
2020 hearing. This shit rocked. I was talking to you guys about something that I'm doing at RTX this year, and I'm so fucking excited about it, and I'm trying to figure out a way to make sure my parents aren't there for that panel, but it's going to be probably the best thing I've done at RTX, and I'm very excited.
But your parents can't see it?
They cannot see it.
What,
But you can if you buy your tickets now.
What other things from Rooster Teeth do your parents enjoy?
They listen to this show every now and then, so I've kind of been a little bit more like, they're like, what'd you do this week? And I'd be like, I was on the pot. I wasn't doing anything, you know?
I was gonna say, if they, let's say they like Face Jam or something like that. I don't think they do. But if they were, like, maybe see if they could put the Face Jam panel at the exact same time as this panel,
And then
so that they would,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that for you. Take your parents over to the Face Jam panel. See what they think about what we're doing.
Some nice,
Sweet
wholesome face jamming
Yeah.
fun.
I want to see some moms wearing the 100% eat ass shirt.
Yeah, me too.
God, not my mom, please no.
You're gonna get one for your mom.
Yeah, nah.
I want to see moms in that shirt. I think that's what I want.
Weirdly enough, like my
Or anal
family
passes.
has started taking and watching all of our like Squad Team Force TikTok stuff.
Yeah.
And like my niece and nephew want to see Uncle Bubba in content, but Uncle Bubba's content's a little bit more for the mature audiences.
Adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like I have to find a very select amount of stuff to show them.
Uncle Bubba be doing bad things.
Be doing adult things, adult situations. Yeah. So I mentioned, I watched Top Gun Maverick over the weekend, and Miles Teller is one of the main characters, or he
Babe.
plays one of the main characters in that film. And I've also been I don't know if anybody else has been watching this. I've been watching a show on Paramount Plus called The Offer.
No.
Hollywood loves making movies and shows about making movies. The Offer is like a fictionalized telling of the production behind The Godfather. Well, it's not fictional. I guess like it's the stories of the producer of The Godfather and like what went into the making of that film. And Miles Teller plays the guy, Albert Ruddy, who was the producer on The Godfather. And it's one of those shows where I started, I was like, this is kind of shit, but whatever, there's nothing else on. And now I'm like, oh my God, the new episode's coming out on Thursday. I can't wait to see what's happening. Like that show totally made a turn on me. And I'm like really into it.
Who do they have playing like? I mean, do they have like Francis Ford Coppola and Al Pacino and stuff like that? Is it like
it's
good
no
casting?
actors that you would. It's what's his name? Giovanni Ribisi plays Joe Colombo, who's like a mobster in New York.
What if they had all these new actors, but then Al Pacino just played himself?
Got a big ass.
Could he play anyone else besides himself at this point? Or just Al Pacino?
Well, it's funny watching that The Offer, because it's like it's not that they paint Al Pacino in a bad light. They just paint him in like kind of a not flattering light, because I guess it was like a big role for him and a breakout role. So he's like the character in the show is very like self-conscious and not confident about his role, and like people are trying to get him removed from the film because they don't like him. It's like if I was Al Pacino, I'd kind of be like, hey, what the fuck, man?
I have this hunch that Al Pacino's doing just fine.
There's a lot of really good TV right now to watch. There's the new season of Stranger Things, which has, in my opinion, been phenomenal so far. I'm only halfway through, though, so don't spoil it for me.
Same.
There's the new season of The Boys. And Kenobi. And there's like one other thing that just came out too.
RuPaul Drag Race Legends.
Hell yeah.
That shit rocks. I fucking love Drag Race, dude. I'm hooked to that shit.
There's just no time for all these good shows. Especially with Stranger Things, each episode being a fucking movie length.
Dude.
Yeah, what have they done with? Because I'm rewatching the entire show because I couldn't remember anything that happened.
Oh, they have like a whole recap at the beginning of.
Thank God.
But
Yeah.
It doesn't like I had to look up a YouTube
Oh,
recap.
really?
The cast did a recap probably with like Vanity Fair or some shit. And it's like an 8-minute thing and if I hadn't watched that, I'd be lost.
Like when The Boys new episode started coming out on Friday, they do like a quote unquote recap at the start of the episode, but it's super cutty and it ends like in 2 minutes. Like, okay, I remember some of that, but what the fuck did I just watch?
Yeah.
I remember not liking Stranger Things 2, and I don't remember anything about 3.
Yeah.
But I'm like halfway through 2 now. I'm right at the end of 2 actually, and it's way better than I remember it.
Yeah. Honestly,
So I'm excited to get to 4. 1 is a masterpiece.
It's a masterpiece.
Yeah, it really is.
100%. But so far, season 4, I think is like a tight second place now.
Tell me it's really shitty though, so I'm just not too hyped up.
Okay. It's long.
Someone actually is saying I think it's fine so far. I think it's better than 3.
I
2.
fell off after season 2, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, that's because I think like when you compare it to season 1, I think when people watch season 2, they're like, well, this isn't as good.
Plus, I think it's also like there's been kind of gaps in production, you
Sure.
know, and it's like, and it's just like trying to get back into it. You know, just it can take a little while. Like, for example, Westworld's coming back like in 3 weeks.
Oh Christ!
Oh my
I didn't
God.
watch that
Right,
too,
and I'm like,
dude.
oh shit! I think I remember what happened, but I need to go back and like rewatch
It's
season
like
3.
a completely different show now.
Yeah,
Who's
Yeah.
the kid that gets trapped in the Upside Down in season 1?
Barb?
Will, whoever the actor is who plays Will, and whoever the actor Millie Bobby Brown, 11, they consistently have the shittiest fucking hair in that show.
I mean,
It
it's
is
the 80s.
I still think
They're
it
kids in
didn't
the
look
80s.
good in the 80s either. It was like it's fucking
No, well, I'm
bad,
saying
dude.
like
Yeah, but the
they're-
80s still happened.
yeah,
Like,
they're
just
it's
replicating
a
that.
period piece. Like it's supposed to look like they're actually in the 80s.
Will's fully- I understand
Will's hair is
that.
like a bowl cut if it was cut while he was leaning down.
Yeah.
Like when he's like 45
The
degrees
bangs
down,
are,
it's
like,
like
this
perfect.
way.
It's like,
It's horseshit. Like it's the worst fucking hair. They must have like done something to the makeup team or something, the hair and makeup team, because oof.
I think the problem is too, they're trying to make people look like kids who aren't kids. And so they probably have to do some things and adjust the makeup and hair to
they got to distract you from looking at them with bad hair.
well, make them look like not bad, but if you're trying to make someone look young, sometimes it ends up looking bad.
They got to shoot Drake off the set because he's all hanging out with. I heard that the Duffer Brothers were originally trying to do it, but they couldn't get the rights to it. So then they're like, "Fuck it, we'll just make our own." Like
I could
80s
kind of
thing.
see that, yeah.
And then it fucking killed. And then they were like, "Hey, let's make an It movie." And then they used like Finn Wolfhand or whatever.
Wolfhard.
Wolf. Yeah. Wolf
is that his real
Erection.
name? That's the best
Finn
name I've
Wolfhard?
ever heard.
Fucking
It's
cool,
the
dude. Pretty
coolest
good
name.
Is it his birth name?
I
like
think
Dick Wolf.
Finn Wolfhard and Kiki Wolfkill are
Kiki
two of
Wolfkill
like,
from
the
343.
two of the coolest names.
Fucking cool name.
You just
Wolf
like
related
wolf
names. Yeah.
I do apparently.
Buzz Aldrin. So cool. Spaceman.
But in The Boys season 3, they released the first 3 episodes on Friday, and I watched them all over the weekend. And that first episode, immediately you're like, oh right, they don't shy away from showing fucked up shit in the
Yeah.
show. You're like, I kind of forgot, and then like immediately they're like, oh, right. That's kind of their thing.
Well, like gruesome gore gut stuff.
Like body parts that you don't like to see, and then at a
Penises.
scale that you really don't like to
Close
see.
up
Yeah.
penis.
I remember hearing that show was gruesome before watching any of it, and I remember the first episode, what happens with
Oh,
his
yeah.
girlfriend. I was like, oh, they weren't lying. Like when they're like, it's gruesome, it's fucking violent.
What disturbs you more? Like super gruesome but unrealistic, or just like less like imagine in The Thing where
Yeah.
the dude's head gets up and walks away
Yeah.
compared
Fucking
to like
awesome.
the guy in Game of Thrones getting his eyes thumbed in.
I think the latter is probably like
yeah.
The more
difficult to watch.
believable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The more believable it is, or like realistic, I guess.
Like Sam Raimi gore and like, you know, like I guess that's like John Carpenter and shit. Like that stuff's like funny to me, where it's like this is almost like a
It's like
comedy.
over the top.
Yeah.
You're gonna hate me, but John gave me shit for not drinking.
I knew
enough
this was
water
gonna
today.
happen.
And I have to use the little girls rule.
Go for it. I knew when I saw you reply with that empty bottle, I was like, Barbara's going to have to pee during the podcast.
I think bladders are too small for the amount of water you have to drink.
Yeah.
It's unrealistic.
I read though that you can train your bladder to last longer. Like if you are constantly peeing at every opportunity, there's basically like your bladder's like I can't. You train it.
You know how Apple makes those MagSafe batteries that just like go on? If you could get a secondary bladder that just went on the outside, would you use it?
That's called a catheter, dude.
That's a catheter, yeah. No.
You wouldn't want that convenience of just like it magnets on the side and it just fills with piss.
I was annoyed when I went to go see Top Gun because I had to pee partway through the movie because I drank a bunch of coffee in the morning. I was like, oh my God, like trying to pick like, when can I go? When can I go? When can I go? It was like,
I was like that in ambulance when I accidentally ordered 48 ounces of beer or something.
Yeah, you can't miss a scene in ambulance. Oh my God.
I missed
You
the
just
end.
talked about Top Gun Maverick for how long? And you watch Ambulance and tell me that is
want
what
to.
that
I
is
saw
a
the trailer.
modern
I don't need to see Ambulance.
classic.
it's on Peacock now, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I don't have Peacock.
Me neither, but we
it's
have
on
to
Peacock.
get it.
Shit, I don't want to watch it.
No,
Do you
it's
remember
awesome.
when, was it for Top Gun when Tom Cruise came out with that guy and was like, hey, don't put on the frame blending on your TV.
Oh no, that was for
Mission
it was a
Impossible.
Mission Impossible.
Oh, it's for Mission Impossible.
It was like the director of Mission Impossible.
It was
Yeah.
for Ghost Protocol, I want to say.
Yeah, they were like going through the settings. Go right now. Turn off this. It was insane.
Oh, I thought it
Speaking of
was
which,
Top Gun.
have you? When I saw Top Gun over the weekend, I got to see the new Mission Impossible trailer on the big screen.
Yeah.
which previously I'd only seen
There's
it on.
a new Mission Impossible?
It's coming out next year.
It's part one.
It's Dead Reckoning Part 1.
I
Like-
really thought that series was over.
Dude, it's like
Why would it be over after Fallout?
Fallout was so
stakes
good.
That was amazing.
Cannot get higher. It's like it's like, what are they going to do now? And then you watch the trailer and it's like, Tom Cruise could fucking die in this one. Even if it's part one, it's crazy.
I don't know. I don't think they'll beat Henry Cavill reloading his beard onto his face.
so fucking.
I like that in the trailer. They're doing all these crazy driving stunts, and surely someone like a DP or someone was like, how can we show that it's really Tom Cruise driving this car at a high speed backwards? Let's rip the doors off the car. That way you can see in. And it's like that's in the
Just because I want to like really show that he does his own stunts and stuff like that. Okay.
I was like looking for the stunt because that's what they do in every Mission Possible. It's like, oh, Tom Cruise latched himself to the side of a plane. Tom Cruise taught himself how to fly a helicopter so he could do it this time.
Didn't he do like a Halo jump last time?
yeah.
Oh, that was the other one. I think this one, they have like him driving a motorcycle. Well, I don't want to say, you don't watch trailers. It's like, it's more just like, holy fucking shit, why is Tom Cruise still doing this stuff? It's so cool. He's so old and so Scientologist.
He's all, what other films is he making other than Top Gun, Mission Impossible, like action movie? Is he in any other type of movie these
Maybe
days?
he should just make a sequel to everything he's ever done.
I think
I can't wait to see Cocktail too. Why don't we both go there? Let's see, Barbara.
What's that? Is it Risky Business?
Yeah.
That's what he said? Apparently, that's one of those scenes in a movie that people misremember, where the people, when people do the costume for it at Halloween or something like that, it's the white button-up shirt, underwear, and sunglasses.
And socks.
Apparently, he wasn't wearing like one of those items, or like it's like misremembered on what exactly he's wearing.
Yeah, his dick was out.
Yeah, he had like the costume is socks, underwear, white T-shirt, and sunglasses.
Full
It's misremembered, but you don't remember the misremembrance?
Yeah, it's exactly. Well, I've never seen it. That's my excuse.
Apparently he like
Like, could anyone look up
No
a photo?
sunglasses.
No sunglasses.
I think the sunglasses are on the movie poster. That's why people wear it.
Gotcha. That's what it was. Yeah,
there-
because everyone always wears the sunglasses when they do that costume.
there's a whole thing with like Ray-Ban was struggling to stay in business, and then that movie came out, and then it was, I guess, one of those Club Masters or
They Wayfarers.
Wayfarers. Yeah, sorry, I was thinking about the furniture store. They like blew up because of Risky Business.
So his recent projects, or he, I guess, announced are Live, Die, Repeat, and Repeat.
Yay!
Wait, that is sequel to
Fuck
a
yeah.
movie
Yeah.
he did.
But that wasn't even the original name of it.
Right, wasn't it?
The-
The Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow.
But the comic is named, I think, Live, Die, Repeat.
Oh.
Untitled Tom Cruise SpaceX project. I think that's the one where they're going to film in space. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 and Part 2.
Wait, actually film in space?
Yeah.
It's Tom Cruise.
I thought that was a rumor that it was going to be for the Mission Impossible movie. Like, it might be just part of another, like a stunt for another movie. Top Gun Maverick, Mission Impossible Fallout, American Made, The Mummy. Oh, I forgot about that.
No, that's got to be canceled.
That already came out.
Oh, I thought you were looking at his sequels.
No, yeah, I'm going down to
That was what I was reminded of when you were talking about how the Center Channel went out for your thing.
Yeah.
But there was that trailer that was uploaded where there was only the Center Channel.
He was just like his weird yell.
A lot of the movies he does like are very American, it feels like.
That's where he's from.
It's Top Gun is
Thank you, Gavin.
full-blown propaganda.
Oh, absolutely.
It's all these like super actiony American like freedom movies, you know.
I thought it was in Maverick, of course. Not there's like an enemy, that they're like gonna have to deal with, but they never name the enemy country in the movie.
It's so strange.
I thought it was great.
Strange.
It was great.
Oh, interesting.
Didn't take away from the movie. Don't need it.
Well, they do that a lot with not wanting to piss off other countries because they'll not make money there otherwise.
Right.
It's the same with like Avengers and Sokovia, I guess.
But I guess they didn't make up a name either. They're just like, the facility is located in this area. It's like,
Didn't specify where exactly.
Do you remember they did a remake of Wolverines? What's that movie called?
Red Dawn.
Red Dawn. And I
guys
think China was gonna be the bad guys, and then like China blew the fuck up, and they were gonna like ban all of the movies from the production company because of that. So then they switched it and digitally edited out every flag and piece of regalia, and then it was North Korea, and it was weird. It was like they spent so much money fixing that because they messed it up.
Yeah, saved them more money.
And then the original, it was just Russia.
It was a simpler time.
Yeah.
We watched a movie for your birthday.
Hell yeah.
Very Blaine movie.
Big Trouble in Little China.
That's fun.
Dude, the John Carpenter, Kurt Russell trilogy, it is just the best movies. They're so cool.
What's been your favorite birthday celebration you've ever had?
Predator.
Predator?
Yeah.
It's a good time.
We did a so there's when you come to Austin for RTX, listener at home,
July 1st to 3rd.
July 1st to 3rd. You need to go to the Blue Starlight Movie Drive-In. It's like a local thing, and they have these pop-up drive-ins. And I always do patron pick nights, and I just like play a movie that I really like, and I have all the friends out, and it's a lot of fun.
I like that before the movie, you could see that it was being streamed off someone's phone.
Yeah.
They're like airplaying it or whatever.
Really?
It was an iPhone.
I mean, it looked
like-
great. It
Yeah.
was totally fine.
I bought the Blu-ray out and stuff like that. There's such a small local business that like the owner, like I was coordinating with one guy and he was like, "Hey, the owner really wants to talk to you," and I was like, "Okay, yeah," but I was also trying to like coordinate getting all my friends around and stuff. And then before the movie starts, he like came up and was like, "Hey, thanks for your business. Oh, I've never seen this many people out. You must be the coolest guy in Austin."
He's
And I
like,
was
you must be pretty popular.
It was the weirdest. I was like, "Hey, thanks," and I was like, I knew someone was just gonna be like shitting on me.
That was the first thing I said when I got out of the car. I was like, Jesus, Blaine, a lot of people like you. There's like 50 people here.
It
Yeah.
was a good turnout. It was a
And
lot
there
of
was
fun.
more people who I think were going to come and just ended up not coming. He's
Yeah.
just a popular guy.
Yeah, like, I can't imagine being a friend of mine and then just not showing up for my birthday,
Weird.
at the last second.
My dog had seizures, so
Well, you should have brought him.
You sound like a
want me to-
fucking dick now.
yeah, he had like a bunch of seizures. We had to like take him to the animal hospital and go, hey,
Yeah,
you
but
have
like
seizures.
both of you?
Yeah, you go watch this movie. I'll stay home with the seizure dog.
Joking.
I'm
You
kidding.
didn't come to mine.
I was going to, I was trying to transition to talk about Gavin's birthday, and I felt bad because I didn't know if he invited Blaine or not. And I was
I didn't
like,
get an invite.
I don't know if I should talk
You're a
about
liar, Blaine. You're a liar.
Gavin's birthday. We did something so fun.
Well, this all came from we were out
A joke.
at dinner for Alfredo's birthday.
Yes.
He said a really nice thing. He was like, "Yeah, this is all I really want for my birthday. Like a nice meal with my friends." And in my head, I was like, "That's a nice comment." And then I immediately went to, "What's the opposite of that?" And I was just like, "I want to do laser tag."
Yep.
And I just said it as a joke, and then it became a real thing. It was really fun.
Yeah, we essentially had blazer tag here in Austin.
Yeah.
Like reserved for our group. I think it was like after hours of the place, so you could do like a private reservation.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
so like we had the whole place to ourselves. We got to play a bunch of rounds of laser tag. I wish we got to play that last version of the game again, like multiple times. It was I guess they don't publicize it that they do this for private events, but it's called like zombie mode, right?
It's just like
Where-
infection, basically, where
Infection, yeah.
everyone spreads out and one of you will turn red, and then everyone you shoot turns red, and it's just like, it's really just like extremely intense hide and seek.
It's so fun. The best thing ever was the first round we did. We all like go into the room and people are kind of like going off, and this like small groups kind of bunch up together. And I guess it was Meg, Alfredo, Jackie, and like maybe 2 or 3 other people. And Meg's vest turns red, like she's the zombie, she's infected. And I'm on the other side of the room. All I hear is just like 8 people scream. And I was just like, oh my God, it's like a real zombie.
Yeah, everyone next to us was saying how scary it was, and I was on the complete opposite side with Kai, and we just heard like distant screams, and we just both were like,
It's fun.
Sorry I missed. I love Blazer Tag because they have this this briefing room right before you go in, and they play this shitty video that's been around for 10 years of these 2 high schoolers talking about the rules. And they have these big chairs that are made of wood and they're covered in carpet, and they have fucking massive subwoofers under them.
Yeah,
and I remember
they
every time
vibrate.
I'm in there, I'm like, oh. It's like, and they're playing like techno music, and you're like, "Gah, gah."
Yeah, it was great. We played around a laser tag, we ate pizza, and then we played in the arcade for like an hour or so, and then played another round of laser tag. And
Did
then
you do the jungle gym thing up at the top? There's like
No,
a
we
ropes
no,
course.
we didn't. We just played a bunch of arcade games and
we were on the way there, and I just got a text from Eric saying, we're in the party room.
yeah, it was literally one of those like kids party rooms that they had us set up in with like our pizzas.
It
and
sounds
our
like
soft
the.
drinks.
I don't mean this like in a disparaging way or anything, but it sounds like the best 16-year-old birthday party
Yes.
ever.
Yeah, I thanked everyone at the end for coming to my 11th birthday.
It was honestly like perfect though, especially not to have like a bunch of other people running around.
I'm
It was
honestly
nice to have that space.
so pissed off that I missed.
We'll do it again. It was fun. But, you know, Eric came.
Yeah.
He came to my
Eric also came in first in 2 of the 3.
laser tag both times.
Yeah, it was bullshit. He's clearly like an expert.
Do you when you guys are doing laser tag, do you do your names when you enter the thing, or do you do nicknames?
What was yours, Eric?
It was nicknames. What? Oh, mine was Windows 95. And then my wife chose her nickname as Birthday Boy. Got the guy real confused. When
Yeah, he went to give out the
tags.
tickets and he
She's
handed
like,
it
oh,
to
it's
him.
for him. And nope. And then Gavin chose the name Small Wife.
Because that's what
I wanted everyone to pick names that like Gavin would say, like words Gavin would use. And I wrote mine as Chuff. And the best part is like when you're looking at your screen while you're playing, just every now and then it would pop up and just say, you are Chuff.
Yeah, every time I thought I'd shot someone and I'd look at who it was, if I missed, it would just say, you are Small Wife.
Small wife. But it was always funny when like someone tags you, you tag someone else, you see on your screen who it was. And everyone had jokey names, I think, except Jeff. Jeff was just Jeff.
Jeff didn't want to do a name. He was just simply Jeff.
Sounds
was
about
just
right.
Jeff.
But then we won a bunch of tickets and stuff, and everyone got cool toys to leave
I got a
with.
squishmallow.
Yeah.
Cool.
And Gus, I did the thing that I thought you would appreciate the most, and I didn't even text you about it.
Appreciate it. Sounds like fun, but thank you.
I sent Gus my email, but with zero expectation. And I think I even started a conversation with you and was like, I know you're not going to be there, but
Yeah,
just
I
wanted
told
to-
you. I appreciate it. But
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Jeff was saying how you and him used to go to that Blazer tag like every day.
Yeah, it was like after there was a period of time where we spent a lot of time going to that laser tag
Yeah.
place. We knew that. Well, I'm sure it's changed, but I knew that course inside and out. Like I could have probably run that thing with my eyes closed.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
I
probably
went-
still do, huh?
I went with Brandon in 2007, or 2009, and it hasn't changed since then.
Okay, so that's probably still exactly the same as it
Everything
was
is
way
the
back
same
then.
about it, yeah.
They play, there was one time that I was there and they played the Halo theme song, but the Mjolnir mix. So it's like the heavy metal part. And you're like, oh, fuck yeah. This is so cool.
That
Yeah,
is
that sure
great.
rocks.
I learned a lot. Like, sorry, I'm jumping in so much, but
all right.
Anma as a podcast has taught me a lot about Gus and Jeff that I did not know.
listen to
Like,
it wherever
I
you get
didn't-
podcasts.
I mean, really check out Anma. We have to do an episode at Blazer Tag now because I learned that you guys went to Blazer Tag all the time.
That's why I'm trying not to talk about it too much when you
Okay.
ask me about it.
It's
'cause
so like we have
Yeah,
to
good
do one
details.
there. I learned that Gus knows how to surf.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then I learned about Jeff is very good at bowling, but is very against bowling.
That's the episode we recorded today. That one's not out
That
yet.
one will be out next week. Whoa. That's like, he's very conflicted. It's something.
The one that fucked me up the most, you guys are, it's like a lot of Austin-based stuff, so I'm getting extra enjoyment out of it, but the one that fucked me up the most is you guys said there was a restaurant that had chicken fried steak, but you could pay extra to have it dipped in queso and not gravy. And that, like, I can't sleep until I eat that. That sounds amazing.
That restaurant might still be there. Let me look.
No shit?
Let me look.
Oh, please, I would love to go out there. We just need to take a long lunch, you and me, and go out there.
Did it start with a G?
Yes.
I think I've been there. What was it?
Yeah.
I think you took me there.
I'm going to look
Was
for it
it
first.
green,
I'll see what it is.
Green Mesquite?
No, they are still open.
Do they have? Can you see their
is
menu?
this the one in Buda? Let me double check.
Yeah, it's a fun listen. I listened to that and 30 More Minutes on the plane trip over and back, and it made me miss my friends.
Oh shit, they are open. Let me check their menu.
Oh my god! Hold.
Menu. Buda. Oh, there it is. It's already loaded. Where is it?
I had to go down south recently for something where our old office used to be. And I went into that like little mall complex that's right by the old office on 636. And it was like going in a time machine.
It's just exactly the same.
Just seeing like there's some new stuff there too, but it's just like we used to go to that restaurant, used to go to that, like little Woodrow's is right there. Used to go there all the time. Just weird.
There's a wedding. What was it? The wedding that you were down there for?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we drove out there and I was pointing at everything. I was like, "This is where I used to intern," and I was living this way. And what a fucking shit drive this was.
Yep.
It's
road
weird,
is
like
dangerous.
being a foreigner here and having that for here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then that's where I used to. Oh shit, been here a really long
You've
time.
been here over 10 years now,
Yep.
right?
Wild.
Yeah.
Call it a day.
This is our podcast where we announce our retirement.
They still have chicken fried steak, but I don't see it with the queso anymore.
It's got to be a hidden menu thing.
So it was
Probably for legal reasons.
It was Garcia's Mexican restaurant in Buda.
Yeah, maybe it's like one of those secret menus.
Okay.
Like you said.
I'm looking at their website right now. It says they're still open.
My mom used to think she had it in good with the dudes that worked at Abuelo's because they used to have this like grande burrito, and then they took it off the menu, and she'd go and she'd be like, "Listen, sweet pea, I used to come in here all the time. You guys have this grande burrito. Can I get that?"
can't
And she'd be
lie to
like,
me.
"Oh, of course, ma'am. Yes." And she's like, "They like me so much here." I'm like, "Yeah, mom."
This episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast is brought to you by Stamps.com. If you've got a small business, inflation is not doing you any favors right now. It's harder than ever to stay profitable. If you're looking for a way to cut costs, mailing and shipping, it's a great place to start. Simply use Stamps.com to mail and ship and get access to exclusive discounts and great rates on shipping from USPS and UPS. It's an easy way to keep more money in your pocket. Stamps.com has really made the world of mailing easier than ever. I can get back to doing the fun stuff I want to do. I've been talking about them for quite a while, but it's really because they're that good. No matter what business you're in, Stamps.com can help you save on shipping, whether you're an office sending invoices, an Etsy shop sending your products, or a warehouse shipping out truckloads of orders. Stamps.com is the mailing and shipping solution for you. Sell for multiple stores, it's no problem. Stamps.com seamlessly works with Shopify, Amazon, eBay, and more. All you need is your regular computer and a printer, no special supplies or equipment. You'll be up and running in minutes, printing official postage for any letter, any package, anywhere you want to send. Start mailing and shipping with Stamps.com. Keep more money in your pocket every day. Sign up with promo code ROOSTER for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click the microphone at the top of the page, and enter code ROOSTER. This episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. Making websites on your own is hard, and there are so many awful website building platforms out there with limited features that make ugly, poorly optimized sites. Lucky for you, Squarespace is the go-to all-in-one platform to build beautiful online presences or run your business. Squarespace seriously has everything you could need to build a website that suits your needs, from small businesses to content creators. They've got members area so you can connect with your audience and generate revenue through gated members-only content. They even have a video studio app that helps you share and engage with your audience. Interested in building that community? Well, Squarespace offers blogging and commenting features so you can create a community through threaded comments, replies, and likes. Plus, they have a traffic overview feature so you can actually see how much that community you're building has grown. You've heard me talk about Squarespace for a long time now. I appreciate how it's super simple to use. Everything's point and click. There's no coding required. And with their great templates, you can get up and running in no time. I love it. I've used it in the past. I think you should give it a try. It's absolutely great service. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial. When you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/roosterteeth to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. This episode of the Rooster Teeth Podcast is brought to you by DoorDash. You got back-to-back meetings, errands to run, chores to take care of. What's the secret to clearing your to-do list? A little help from DoorDash. You can get dinner, household essentials, and everything on your grocery list delivered. DoorDash is easy to use. Has pretty much everything I need to get me what I need when I'm on the go or if I'm in a pinch and the tummy's rumbling. I got DoorDash on my side. If I'm here at work and I'm busy, I can't leave my desk, it's easy. Just pull out your phone, boom, 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 food, it's on the way. They got what you want to eat right now and right to your door. Along with the restaurants you love, you can now get groceries and other essential items delivered with DoorDash. Get drinks, snacks, and other household items in under an hour. Craving late night ice cream? Forget that one key ingredient for dinner, or maybe you just need to stock up for the next week. It's all there in their easy-to-use app. With over 300,000 partners, you can support your neighborhood go-tos or choose from your favorite national restaurants like Popeyes, Chipotle, Cheesecake Factory. Ordering's easy. Your items will be left safely outside your door when you choose contactless delivery drop-off. For a limited time, our listeners get 25% off and zero delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more. When you download the DoorDash app and enter code ROOSTER, that's 25% off up to $10 value and zero delivery fees on your first order. When you download the DoorDash app in the App Store, enter code ROOSTER. Don't forget, that's code ROOSTER for 25% off your first order with DoorDash. Subject to change, terms apply.
Speaking of weddings, I saw this on Twitter right before the podcast, and I wanted to ask you guys about this. Are you aware of the Am I the Asshole subreddit?
Oh, yeah.
Love that.
There was a post in there from this woman who had just gotten married, I think like a month or two before she posted this. And she was saying that her and her husband had a limited budget, but their parents helped them pay for the wedding.
Okay.
And to preface this, they're big Disney fans. They spent a lot of time in Disney World and Disneyland. And they saw relatives of theirs posting passive-aggressive messages after the wedding because they paid for an appearance by Mickey and Minnie at their wedding. But because they had such a limited budget, they used their catering budget on that. So they had no food or bar service at the wedding. Instead, paid for an appearance, a 1-hour appearance from Mickey and Minnie. Mm-hmm. And how people were saying, like, there was no food at this wedding. It was like...
Yeah.
That was really shitty.
Was it during a mealtime?
I would imagine so. But also, like, weddings are multiple hours long. I can't imagine not
you can't
having
really,
any food or drinks.
nip in and out of a wedding.
And they were saying, like, the venue you were at had places where you could buy food and blah, 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 which yeah, like vending machines and stuff like that. Or, like, places that you could get something at a restaurant nearby or something, but it's not the same.
I think they're the asshole. I don't give a fuck about two people in a costume. I want booze and I want foods.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the bride and groom.
Yeah.
The people in the costume.
Yeah. Wait. No.
No, the people, the bride and groom paid for an appearance from Mickey and Minnie. That was, let's say it was $3,000.
Instead of food and drink.
Instead of food and
I
drink.
think what Gavin meant was that he doesn't care about people in a costume, meaning Mickey and Minnie. Blaine thought he meant the bride and the groom were in a costume.
Yes.
No, I think.
No,
that
I
they're
thought
the
Blaine meant... What?
I'm so confused.
I got you, dude. I got you.
asshole. Do you? I'm confused.
So who is the asshole here?
The bride and groom.
Yes.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Mickey. I just like, especially, I feel like if you're hosting people at an event that's multiple hours long, it's especially a wedding.
It's
expected.
Yeah, it is expected.
Well, here's the thing. Nobody cares about anyone's wedding, right?
I like weddings.
Oh,
I actually quite like weddings.
all right.
I have like a ranking of the weddings I've been to.
But what were you going to say anyways? Let's pretend I don't know.
Well, it's just a lot of effort, you know. You get dressed up, you go out to somewhere inconvenient at an inconvenient time. At least feed the people.
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah.
Even snacks, even a table that has some like hors d'oeuvres or something.
Yeah.
Something.
A little bit of something.
People like
most
to eat.
Recent wedding we went to, one of the guys that was a friend of the groom's is a baker. And he's like, you would never expect it. He's like this big, hunky, gorgeous dude. It's Randy. We talk about him every now and then. But he's an incredible baker. And his birthday gift was he made the cake for the bride and groom.
Wedding gift.
Yeah, it was his wedding gift. Wait, what did I say?
Birthday.
Birthday gift. Where?
Birthday gift.
Like we were all lining up because we knew it was coming, and like I don't think the rest of the people knew like how good of a baker he is.
Yeah, they were serving. So they got like basically sheet cake for people, which I think a lot of weddings do. They have like the actual beautiful wedding cake that they maybe cut a few slices out of, but they have sheet cake for the rest of the guests. And we were in the area where they were cutting it up, and I think we saw the sheet cake being cut, but Randy's cake hadn't yet been cut, and they kept passing out slices, and I was like,
Pass.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
It's fucking magic.
It was
that was
so
the best
good.
cake. That dude's amazing.
It's always weird when people have like unexpected talents,
Yeah.
or just I don't know,
At your wedding,
like you being a surfer.
Wasn't very good at it. I just did it a couple times.
During the cake cutting, did you smush?
No.
Okay. Eric, did you smush?
Like
Okay.
when they're
No,
feeding the cake.
I
you do
just
the-
can't. No, what? No. What a miserable thing to do.
Yeah.
I agree.
What a terrible.
No.
Blaine looks so sad, like he wants to smush, but he.
No. I do not want to smush.
It just seems like that is to me the same as when you have a birthday party for like a kid and they go to blow out the candles and like you smash their face into it, except you didn't pay someone to do their makeup for 4 hours that day.
No.
So that's insane.
I always can determine how successful a marriage is going to be, whether or not there is a
There's
smush.
the smushing.
Yeah. I will not be smushing on my wedding.
No.
I'll be smashing. Am I right? Sex. Losing my virginity. Yeah.
It'll finally happen.
Yeah.
I think the most important thing at a wedding and the easiest thing to get wrong is when you play Living on a Prayer. Because it can come too early.
No, absolutely.
If people are not hammered enough,
the energy hasn't peaked yet. Yeah.
it's the ultimate. Like, this is peak drunk. This is peak
I
night.
feel it's perfect when like a lot of the older attendees have left and like the young friends of bride and groom are left dancing and stuff like that. That's the perfect time, right? I think.
What
Yeah.
are your
Is that too
thoughts
late?
on children
That's pretty-
at wedding?
Personally, I think if and when I get married,
Yes.
probably gonna put on the invitation like no kids under 10, probably.
Damn.
What's
They got to behave themselves.
Well, it's like I don't want a baby crying to ruin.
Yeah, but there's something really fun about being 5 at a wedding and like running and sliding on your knees.
It's very true, but that's not the kind of vibe I like.
I was like
no knee sliding.
I was like 11 at my cousin's wedding, and they're doing the garter toss, and I was like, I'm gonna get up on this foldable metal chair so I can get a better chance of catching the garter. And I fell off, and it was like near other metal chairs that were stacked, and then they all fell down.
Oh, my
And I just like
God.
eat shit, and there's metal chairs falling all over the place.
And then who ended up with the garter?
I don't know if I did or not. I might have. No. All right. I did catch a garter at a wedding once.
I know exactly what you're gonna say, and I was really hoping you were telling the story.
Got a garter at my sister's wedding. I got my sister's garter at her wedding.
Why were your hands in the air?
I don't know, because I remember I just caught it, and I was like, listen, I'm an instinctive athlete. I'm an incredible athlete. And it
Competitive.
just happened to catch it in my hand because I'm so good at
You're just
catching
super
things.
competitive.
Did your brother-in-law take it off with his teeth, or how did he take it off?
I think I blocked out that part of my memory. I don't remember.
You just knew you wanted it.
Yeah, there are some.
But I
Traditions
caught it and I was like, ah!
there are some traditions at weddings that I'm just not into, and I think the garter toss is one of them. It just seems weird to me.
Yeah.
Like,
do that
hey,
with
all
cake.
my single male relatives or friends, here's this like thing that's been on my thigh all night. Like that seems weird.
It's always like saxophone music. There's like, ah! It's like all the dudes are just being like, you're like, stop. It's
no,
a wedding,
please.
dude.
You
The
don't
bouquet
need it.
toss is great, though. And
Bouquet
you just snipe that shit.
Yeah, we talked about it last week. How I ripped it out of someone else's hands. basically.
Strategic strike.
The
Yeah.
funniest thing was, I think you literally caught it and then you went to Trevor.
Yeah, I did the eye.
I was dying laughing. Obviously, I wanted my girlfriend to catch it, and I was like, you can do it. Just jump real high, get in the front. And then you got it, and I was like, that was hands down the best.
Yeah, I was like a behemoth amongst a crowd of like chickens at that point. I was just like,
That'd be a fun thing to just show up to people's weddings in slow-mo.
oh,
Just people going for the snatch.
yeah. Oh, to film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already know there's going to be a photo of me like arm stretched out, probably insane look on my face because the photographer was doing that.
It's like that still photo of Beyonce where she's like,
Yeah,
and like
She's
every
get this
muscle
off the internet.
in her body is flexed. It's so cool. Beyonce's ripped.
I'm just excited because I assume when I end up getting married, I'll be inviting a lot of my friends, which is like a lot of people at Rooster Teeth, of course. But to do like some of the traditions that I want to do, like the hora and like the chairlift and all that stuff, like just to see my Rooster Teeth friends do like Jewish traditions, it's going to be like really weird and funny to see, especially with my family. It's going to be very surreal.
Who, like, name your team, your chair team.
Oh gosh.
Who's your team?
How many people is there a set number of people that get to lift
You
the chair?
usually try to do like 2 to 3 people per chair and like have it organized beforehand so that like
2 to 3 per chair.
Lifting.
Yeah, I thought it would be more than that.
You've seen the videos where they go like, boom. It's
Yeah.
like,
I think it's usually 3.
Okay.
I originally was like, "Oh, Blaine, you'd be great at it," and then you said the story about you falling off the metal chairs at that wedding. So
Yeah.
then now my mind has changed.
I would challenge myself to do just me, just on just you or Trevor's chair. And
Trevor has already been like, "So we can't ask my uncles because they're just like really rowdy and stuff like that." I think they'd be great at it though. But yeah, you definitely have to plan that beforehand because you don't want everyone rushing in trying to lift the chairs at the same time.
It's gonna be like a
Gets a little
human
chaotic.
pinata. Like they'll just like,
Whoa!
it's gonna be like Rock'em Sock'em robots. They're just gonna be smushing you and Trevor together.
I'm gonna make Gavin do the horror.
Go ahead, show us.
It's very easy. You hold hands and spin in a circle.
Yeah.
I'll get stuck in.
Yeah.
It's a weird. Okay. So how can I preface this? I want to talk about the end of Survive Block Island because the last episode came out last Thursday, but I realized maybe some people haven't seen it yet, so I guess we can't. However, that being said, if you've been waiting to watch it, all the episodes are out now. I guess this is just kind of like a heads up.
Yes.
They're all out there. If you haven't seen any of them, if you're not a first member, you want to sign up for a first trial, this is the time to do it.
The binge gates are
You
open.
can watch all of Survive Block Island in one go. It's how many episodes?
9.
9? Is it 9? Okay. 9 episodes total.
Yeah, and they're each about 25-ish minutes, but the finale is 40 minutes.
I think the first episode was kind of long. The first episode might have been
That might
close
have been
35 to 40 as well.
something like that,
It's
yeah.
a little longer.
We shouldn't talk about the episode and what happens for spoilers, but I think we could talk about the tease at the end.
Oh, yeah. I was surprised by that.
I was so excited to see it.
What was the taste?
So we've confirmed that we're doing Survive Block Island Season 2. Yeah. That's going to premiere September 16th. And it's going to feature Gavin and Michael.
All right.
They had a little teaser there with the Summer Boys. Or
Yep.
Summer Boys.
That was fun to record. We were just... But there was like a script, but we didn't use it at all. We were just like, oh, Summer Boys. And then we're just like ad-libbing back and forth. And Trevor was like, oh, I'll cue you for like the explosion.
Yeah.
And I was like mid-sentence and Trevor goes, boom! And I just looked at him and I was like, and I looked at him too long. I was like, oh, I'm not saying anything in reaction. And Michael was reacting. So I just go, I was looking the wrong way. And,
Whoa!
and then they animated that in. That's like
Yeah.
a part of the thing now.
It was very funny. I said this last time, I believe, when we were talking about Block Island. I'm so excited to see other people play that game.
Yes.
And like how completely new players and teams and everything and challenges, how those play out, and to see like what people's strategies are.
Well, especially also now, I think they have season 1 to get an idea of how things went down as well.
I also wonder if people are going to watch if they haven't already, watch season 1 before going into filming season 2.
I think it would be dumb if they didn't.
Yeah, I think so too.
There's a lot you can learn, I think, by watching that first season. I think even when we were filming it, when we were doing season 1, even having seen a lot of Survivor and a lot of reality shows, there were many times where it's like, I don't know what the right move is here.
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of lost. I'm kind of over my head trying to manage all of this and figure it out.
A lot of my strategy was based off watching shows like that. So yeah.
I didn't realize that there's like a group of people like Fredo, you, Trevor,
Gav?
I think Gav, Meg. You guys are all like obsessed with those reality shows.
Yeah. Well, Survivor in particular, I remember talking about on the podcast like a year or two ago. And like, I think at that point, you and Fredo and everyone never really watched it. And then like,
Yeah, I'd never seen it.
I think you guys started on a season and just like immediately got hooked, right? Or something like that. And
Yeah,
then
we started on
20 something.
like 19 or 20.
I think it was one of the ones that was on Netflix, right? I think it was
Yeah,
20 or 24.
it had Spencer in it.
Question for the room: would you guys do Survivor in real life?
Oh God, no.
No,
No, that seems
Absolutely not.
wow. No way.
I don't think so. I think the elements alone would probably get to me a
Yeah.
little too much. Like the rain, the constant rain.
I saw a comment on the Rooster Teeth site from someone. I think it was a comment on the last episode of Block Island, where someone was commenting. I forget who it was. Someone in that last episode makes a comment about what a stressful way it was to start the year. So one of the comments was like, "When did they film this?"
Well, they were just like, John, it's June, or it's June.
Yeah, and I was like, "Yeah, we filmed that. I think the first week of January or the second week of January?
I want to say it was like the 16th.
Oh, was it? Okay. A little,
Somewhere around there of
it was
January.
middle of January then.
Or maybe it was even earlier.
I thought it was earlier. I thought it was like...
It was the 7th?
I thought it was the 8th. Let me look.
You might be right.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, but now I want to look.
God, The Office was a ghost town, and then hearing about like stray conversations about Chris's fuckery, I was like, "What is this show?"
The week of the 10th.
Gotcha. You should. I know we've had a lot going on. I keep telling Blaine to check it out, and I'm trying to keep him spoiler free too.
Yeah.
Me and Kayla need to both watch.
It was interesting because even internally, we tried to keep, even with, like you said with Blaine here, we tried to keep it spoiler free for as many people as possible.
Yeah.
And not really say anything about it. I think the people who really knew were like the production team and like the cast, like people who were, involved in it directly.
I think I'll be first out.
You think so? I don't think you will be. We've done a lot of like first only shows and like competition shows in recent years, and many times I've been the first person out. And going into SBI, I was like, I just don't want to be the first person out. That's it.
You just got to win.
Yeah.
Just got to win. That's it.
Especially those team games.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. It's like you just gotta win the challenges, and you just gotta avoid going to the chopping block to avoid any chance of elimination. Just win.
Hey, I won at golf. Maybe I can take
There you
it
go.
home.
Fuck, dude. Why I was not even thinking. I was thinking about like Last Laugh. I forgot about golf altogether.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, last lap I guess I was second out. Kayla was first.
Jesus Christ. That was like one of the worst. Eric, I never talked to you about this. I expected an apology after that. I was so fucking mad at you and Michael.
What happened?
Yeah, no, we talked about it, and I said the same thing I'll say now. I have nothing to apologize
What
for.
happened? What are you talking about?
The night of the golf tournament, the final between me and Gav, it was like I got in my head in the beginning, and then I think Chris sprayed a bottle of that baby oil, so I had to like lose my glasses and I had oil in my eyes. And Michael and Eric were just fucking grilling me because I was choking at every
Mercury
hole.
was in retrograde, and my shoes were weird. And I couldn't. There's something wrong with the ground.
You're a piece of shit.
Every excuse.
They
you
cut
got
out
in your own way. I have nothing to apologize for. You made it to the finals.
You did. You were in second
Congratulations on coming in second.
There's no winning
You
that.
almost did it, buddy. Nothing to apologize for.
I could feel like I even had Ezra and like another producer came up and they're like, "Hey man, like, where's the Macho Man? Like, bring him back. Like, you got to step it up. Have some fun." And I was like, I'm dying. I'm dying out here, bro. And I think I even like Gavin. I was like, I'm dying. Like, you sent the sweetest text after that. You're like, I am so sorry about how that went.
Yeah, because there were times where I was like, man, they're just railing on Blaine. They're
Yeah.
just like reaming him. So I started to just like slap my shit around a little bit just to
Try
like
to,
make it more
catch
even.
up.
And they would just ding off of the Peter Pan statue and hole in one.
And I'd be
You're
like,
like, oh.
And I'd do like a really amazing putt, and I'd be like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
You were also in character the whole time, and I remember one time you were like, I am not having a good time.
Living in a nightmare.
Yeah, all of your comments became like super inward facing.
It was so
But
true.
in character. It was
you
so
said that
funny.
But I like
you
look
meant
back
it.
and like I think like 1 or 2 episodes before it was me and Lindsay and it came down to one putt and it had me do like the wrong-handed putt with one arm because it was behind and I pulled out this fucking amazing like just kicking ass and then that last one I just shit the bed, dude. Oh god.
It made it entertaining at least.
I don't think that last episode was entertaining.
Content. It was great. I thought it was
man.
fun.
Good times. I want to do as much as I love like Survive Block Island and stuff like that. I'm excited for the future of that show. I miss like those. I guess we have another one coming out that I can't really talk about.
Yeah, they haven't showed a preview of it yet, but I think I know which one you're talking about. The one we filmed.
That
recently?
kind of stuff where it's just everyone doing stupid bullshit together. So much fun to work on. Like that's like the dream. that I wanted
Honestly,
to.
I think Block Island was one of the most fun shows to be part of, just because it was so different.
Yeah.
It was long days.
It was very
It was
long.
fucking long days.
My first game in golf was with Fiona, and our bit was that we just had little bottles of Fireball that we'd be swinging every time. And I don't know why we used real Fireball. Like, by the end, we were both just hammered. We were in an Uber on the way home, just like...
I mean,
Drunk on
content.
Fireball.
Yeah.
She was fucking gone. Like you both were just
keep
assholes.
giving her water.
That was a fun duo, you and Fee.
It was great. It was sad that one of us had to go.
I know. Well, it's the same thing. I played Trevor in our first round, and it was like, oh, well, this sucks because like one of us is obviously going to be eliminated from it. But like, I go into shows like that, especially when it's an Achievement Hunter show, where I'm like, I'm okay to get eliminated because it's an Achievement Hunter show, and like Trevor's Achievement Hunter, and if I go out, like that is fine with me. And so I think it's great that you ended up winning too, because it's an Achievement Hunter show. Sorry if that's a spoiler of a show that's been out for 2 years.
That was the other thing.
Earlier, I just said I won golf. So.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Well, that was the other thing
always
too,
turn
because
in.
like that just came off of last season one, and I won that, but it was like on a technicality because me and James finished together, but we had different amounts of lives.
Yeah.
So I remember the at the end of the golf thing, I had a bunch of people come up and like, you need to throw the match. No one wants to see you win
Did
twice.
Eric say that?
I don't think Eric did, but I know of who did it, and I was not cool with that. It was pretty shit direction, and that's when the mind games started.
See, I have nothing to apologize for.
There you go.
You didn't say that. That's
I know.
fine.
I would never say that.
You
I
just
want
bullied me.
Blaine, I would have wanted you to win that and then everything else for the next calendar year to just destroy everybody at every competition.
very
that
funny
would have been
thing.
awesome.
See, yeah, it didn't happen though.
Did not. Kind of the opposite.
I didn't once consider, this is an Achievement Hunter show, I should throw it so that I
No,
can
no,
like,
not-
let them. I was like,
throw it.
it's the Blaine show.
I'm not talking about like purposely throwing anything, of course. More of just like if you happen not to win,
You were
it's like,
accepting that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes
God, that
sense.
night was brutal. I'm just reliving.
Wasn't it raining for a
How
big
long it-
portion of that shoot too? And it was like
Oh, it was it
Oh,
was
day
fucked
one,
up.
like Fireball Day was real wet,
was
and I was lying on
very
the
wet.
floor a lot.
Yep.
It was minging.
Yeah.
Especially in that suit.
and that was just right before lockdown started.
Dude, like week or two before.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Like I remember we were supposed to have Greg Miller on and someone else I believe was supposed to come in, and like because of where they were from and like high cases and stuff already happening, they like couldn't come.
Yeah, it was like the whole shoot had that feeling of like the storm is coming, like you can see it on the horizon.
Like let's
Yeah.
get this filmed
It's
really
like,
quick. Come on.
This
come
is
on.
the last thing we're gonna film in so long.
We didn't I don't think we didn't realize it was gonna be that long.
No,
It's a crazy amount of time.
God no.
well, man, I hate like circling back to the COVID times, but like I remember the moment that I realized, oh, this is probably gonna go on for a while, and I just remember just sinking into my couch and just like, this fucking.
I think it was like mid-summer,
Yeah.
mid-end of summer when it was like, oh fuck, this
Yeah.
is gonna be at least another year probably.
This ain't slowing
Thanks, I
down.
hate it.
Thanks, I hate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something pretty funny happened to me at the convention I was at this weekend. Blaine, you won't understand this reference. Do you remember how we pre-recorded that podcast in that room where we had like the different camera angles?
Yeah. It was the
And
podcast that aired last week.
that was filmed during a different podcast being pre-recorded.
Yeah. We filmed it 2 weeks ago from today.
And I went into the chat
Yeah.
and I picked a random user to be like,
Oh.
watch out for coconuts. I was at the convention, someone comes up to the booth and they have a coconut and they go, I'm that one nerdy dad.
No.
It's me. And they had like 3D printed a coconut for me. He came with his family and everything like that. His two daughters.
You met them.
At the convention I was
What
at this
are the
weekend,
chances of that?
And I was like, oh my God, that's crazy.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he was like, we loved it. We were dying in chat and like watching that when that happened. But yeah, it was really funny. And he gave me the coconut.
So he'd already seen the one.
Yeah, because this was just this past weekend.
Okay.
So the one that with the coconut thing was just last
If
week.
he hadn't seen that one, he'd be like, what's with the coconut?
I know. What am I doing?
I was in the chat when that happened, when he was watching and saw it, and he was like, yeah, they told me last week that Barbara came in and said to be like aware of coconuts, and then was watching as it happened. He's like, oh, this is really weird. This
Yeah.
is having to go back. This is before, but after. It was just the whole beginning of that episode that was so confusing. It was perfect.
You were having
that's so cool.
You were having none of the fact that we could have sent a message from the future, that you argued with me
I
about
don't
it
want to do this again.
afterwards. Like when you came over, you was like, we weren't in the future.
We were in the current present day. If we sent a
Like,
message, it would have been to the current present people watching.
going.
It was a whole,
Confused.
it was a whole thing.
We sent a time traveling message during a pre-tape.
Yes.
Because we were recording at this time, but it was pre-recording for the
So we were recording an episode while another pre-taped episode was airing, and
So,
Barbara
like,
sent a message to the
So
chat.
my suggestion was we just hijack the stream.
And say we're from the future.
Yeah, we
But
cut into the pre-record live.
My argument was that if we did that, if we cut in, it would be us just talking to the people watching that day. So it's not technically the future.
Okay.
It's present day. It would basically we're talking to the audience from the past when we do a pre-record.
Right.
That's what's happening.
But we're in the future.
Man, I don't want to talk about this anymore.
The only one we should talk about is the Gamerhood.
Oh yeah.
That's like another project that we have going on that I feel like we haven't talked about. Because I guess
The State Farm
we haven't
Gamerhood.
done a podcast episode since that started coming out.
Right, because it
we've been
premiered last
pre-taping.
week.
Yeah.
Yes. State Farm Gamerhood. It is a weekly streamed show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central on Twitch and roosterteeth.com. You could watch it on State Farm's Twitch, and also all the contestants have it on their Twitch as well, and on roosterteeth.com and Rooster Teeth YouTube and Twitch and everything. Basically, you can watch it if you're on the internet. It's a 5-part competition series where we do like all sorts of different competitions with games and like yard games and trivia and stuff like that. And it is a ton of fun. And probably has the catchiest theme song, I think, of all time.
How does it go?
Nothing goes wrong in the Gamerhood. Good times, good vibes. Nothing goes wrong in the Gamerhood.
Oh.
It's like
pretty
that.
catchy.
I have listened to it too many times because I had to dance to it when we were recording it.
I've heard that a lot of times because I was scrolling through Instagram and I guess all of you posted at the exact same time. So it's
Yeah.
like, what's the first word of it?
Nothing?
Yeah, so it was just like, nothing. I did a screen recording. I was like, everyone I know is in this show.
Yeah.
There's like Fredo, Jeremy, you, BK.
Yeah.
Michael.
Oh, Michael.
Yeah. And then there's Golden Boy is the co-host with me. If you know esports or anything like that, you'll know Golden Boy. He's also appeared on G4 with Fiona and stuff like that too. And then I'm Dante, Berlizzi, M. Montgomery, and Cypher PK, I believe, are the other group of contestants. Everyone is super cool and super nice.
Also looked like a really cool set and just like fun environment to be around.
It was very, very fun. And like, I'm very excited for people to watch it all play through and to see what happens on it. But ultimately, it's State Farm is donating $100,000 to the Children's Miracle Network hospitals in the winner's name, which I think is like a very cool prize.
Yeah.
Because it's like, at that point, it's who cares who wins, because it's all for a good cause, right?
I also like when like huge companies like State Farm just foot the bill for like our dumb shit. It's the best. It's like, oh, you're going to pay for us to have fun?
Oh, yeah. Cool. And it's like, we are a part of this production that other people put on. Like, we just got to have our people be essentially the talent on the show that this other company was putting on.
That's rad.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It was really cool.
Well,
Very fun. If we do another season, you guys should be on it.
I feel like I'm really happy that we have projects like this spinning up again. Like after, like you talked about looking back at pandemic and having to have been isolated for so long. You know,
Yeah.
even though it's a lot of work, like a lot of testing and everything, and trying to make sure everyone's safe. It's good that we're all having bigger productions and able to do things beyond staring at a webcam.
Oh, I know.
That's right in front
And
of us.
this is a very like high production value
yeah.
kind of show. It's
Absolutely.
It's very cool. So tune in every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern, anywhere on Twitch, basically.
Do you have the internet? That's where it is.
Yeah.
It's on the internet.
What is it? I don't understand what it is. Like, you're the host, right?
I'm a co-host, yes.
You're a co-host with Golden Boy.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of like how to sum up what these people live in the Gamerhood
Okay.
together.
I'll try to explain it the best I can.
Okay.
So, yes, there's these 8 contestants who live in the Gamerhood. Each person has their own house. And throughout the competition, they do rounds of trivia and gaming that gives them different amounts of points. And then they face off against Jake from State Farm and could wager points that they have earned. If they're at the top of the leaderboard, that's when they battle Jake. And based on if they win against him, they could either like double their points or go back to 0 or anything like that. And ultimately, whoever is the top of the leaderboard at the end of the 5 parts of the competition gets their name, gets the donation in their name.
What's it like working with Jake from State Farm? Because he's like a celebrity, but he's Like everyone knows him, but he's also like not like, give me an autograph. What is that like?
It's so weird because it's almost like a cartoon character.
Yeah.
When you meet them, because they're like, his name's not, I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but his real name is not Jake.
What?
So what part is? I guess what
But
I'm
we all
confused
called him
about
Jake.
is that Michael keeps telling me that the prize is that you're friends with Jake from State Farm.
That's I think what Michael is playing for.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not what the prize is?
No, I mean,
Michael is Michael.
I think that's like the secondary motive as to why people, because you get to play against Jake if you're at the top of the leaderboard, which I think
Michael
everyone wants
told
to do.
me that he's like, yeah, it's competition. The winner gets to be friends with Jake from State Farm. So, I got a lot to lose, but I got a lot to gain.
Yeah.
I think Michael was bummed because he sent me a picture of him and Jake from State Farm, and I was like, "Who's that?" and he was like, "It's Jake from State Farm." I was like, "What's State Farm?" He's like, "Forget it, you're foreign." I was like,
You picked the wrong person to talk to about that.
No, he's super nice though. But it is.
I heard nothing but great things.
Yeah, I remember when we did like a first meeting to get to know everybody and stuff like that, and like a walkthrough of the set and stuff like that, and everyone was like taking pictures with Jake, and he was just like the chillest person. But it was like, you are like a cartoon character
Yeah.
because he's in his like
Red shirt,
red
and all that
shirt,
shit.
khakis, and everything like that. He did wear khakis the whole time, whether it was pants form or short form,
Commitment.
of course. So yeah, tune in. It was a very fun time, and it will continue to be fun.
Yeah. How long is that going to go on for? Did you say?
5 parts. So we just had the first part. It's basically every Wednesday in June.
Okay. So yeah, got a little while to go.
Nothing goes wrong in the gamer.
You can't scroll past it now.
I still wish that Rooster Teeth would greenlight my show where I have a room filled with 12 men and I give one of them a Viagra.
Stop! You're just.
This is such a good idea.
Could we actually do that? Could we get that sponsored?
And then you have to figure out who's got the Viagra.
It's just stop.
Why?
Move on. Get a new idea.
I've been pitching this for years and no one will.
"Why didn't you just fund it yourself? Just do it outside."
You know what? Let's do it. Let's go film it.
Find 12 guys and give one of them Viagra.
Yeah.
And then we'll film it and say, this is for our new project.
Look, more than 12 guys showed up to your birthday. Just pick some of them.
Yeah, you're right. And Gus, you'll be there too, won't you?
Uh-oh.
We good stuff.
Yeah, good times. Wait, I feel like we kind of talked about all of the different new shows that are out and everything that's going on. I feel like we kind of danced around talking about Kenobi, and I'm shocked you didn't want to talk about it more or bring it up more.
I'm in a weird position with Star Wars where I know that this sounds like a fucking never gonna happen dream, but I want to work on a Star Wars project at some point in my life. So I'm always very reluctant to shit talk. And it's also a matter of the entire series isn't out yet, so I don't want to judge it too soon.
So you want to shit talk is what you're saying.
There's a couple of things where I'm like, and I've been saying this from the beginning. In episode 4, Vader's like, when I left you, I was the learner, and now I'm the master.
You're talking about A New Hope.
Yeah. And just based off of, and I don't want to give too much into spoilers in case people haven't seen it, but like based off of how that dynamic between Kenobi and Vader is going on in the show and stuff, it's not following along with that, and it kind of bugs me. And then they're also doing just some weird stuff with like Vader's power level, and it's like Vader could fucking wipe the floor with a lot of dudes and stuff, but they're doing stuff where it's like, oh,
I think
he was separated by a big fire.
You're reaching that point where you're having like this was always I felt like the danger zone that they're in now, where you're trying to reconcile the powers of the Jedi as shown in the prequels versus the power of the Jedi as shown at the start of A New Hope.
Oh,
Yeah.
Interesting.
Whereas like there's a big gap in that. And it's like, how do you get from these like practically demigods to just like that real lame, low energy
Who's
lightsaber
directing?
fight? What's that?
Who's directing the
Deborah
show?
Chow. She did some of the better episodes of Mandalorian, and she's fucking great. But like that being said though, like Yoda lifted an X-wing, so it's not like their Jedi aren't like dog shit. By the time that the new
So you just want it to not. You want it to like very closely match everything that was said in the films because that's like the core material.
If
Like,
it was
deviates from that, then you're not happy with it.
if I had my druthers, Kenobi and Vader wouldn't have met. It would have been the last time that they saw each other was when he was burning on Mustafar, and then they see each other again in on the Death Star.
I only have seen the first 2 episodes of Kenobi.
Mm-hmm.
How many are out now? 3?
3.
I think they're at 3, yeah.
4 that's coming out Wednesday.
But the reason I asked who the director was is because there are some moments in the show that really threw me off and made me be taken out of it. One in particular was the chase scene with Princess Leia.
Dude.
Yeah.
Where it's here are these 2 professional assassin killer hunter people who can't catch a
little girl.
10-year-old.
a little 10-year-old girl, and it's she runs under a tree, and then one of them bumps into it, and they're like,
They
oh.
see the tree and then they bump their shoulder into it. And I don't know, I'm not saying I'm better than Deborah Chow. She's fucking great. She's killing it. But
Just seems like they could have faked it a bit better.
Dude, if I were on set, I'd be like, okay, learned a lot. Let's take that again.
Learned a lot.
Let's get a stunt person in, and then they'll get clothesline because they didn't see the tree. Or I do anything but that take. And it was
It was stuff like that. There's a few scenes like that, and even with Kenobi and Leia in the marketplace area, them kind of going through and not being as stealthy as they should have been in a scenario like that where everyone's looking for them. I don't know. It was just
But overall, you happy it exists over it not existing?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. I love watching Ewan McGregor, and I like that they're giving Hayden Christensen the chance to. I don't think that he. I don't know. It's nice that he's getting a second whack at it, even if it's a little bit more subtle, and he's got the costume on and stuff like that. You can notice in the close-ups, that's Hayden Christensen acting. And something that I thought was interesting is I'm getting the sense that it's Anakin in the suit more so than I have before, because it always felt very black and white to me. Oh, that's Anakin. Oh, that's Vader. But now it feels like there's something in the performance and there's something in the way knowing that it's Hayden Christensen in the suit in a lot of those shots. That oh, that feels like Anakin.
He hasn't fully gone to the Vader that
Did
you know.
you find it weird that the moment he got burned, they stuffed him into the Vader suit?
What do you mean?
I felt like that would have been a longer process of
something else. in
recovery
between.
or some sort of pod to keep him alive. It's like they had the whole suit ready.
Don't they put him in a bacta tank first?
Did they?
And,
No, in the.
or do they put him straight into the...
I mean, he's going in charred into the suit.
They have him in it's a pod that's floating, and it's very similar to the pod that Padme's in whenever she's delivering the babies. But so the Vader suit, and they get into this in the expanded the lore stuff. The Vader suit's designed to make it painful for him to live in that suit. Anakin's in pain in the Vader suit because he makes him more evil. He's in pain, and pain, creates.
So were they going to put him in that
dark side.
suit before he got all smashed up and charred?
Did they have the suit ready? What was the suit ready for?
It was
The suit
pretty much
existed.
engineered and ready to go. And I thought
Well,
that's
there's
what
something on the
surprised me
interim
the most about episode 3 is I was like, oh, that's it? He's Vader now?
Uh-huh.
He's gone, that's it?
Well,
There's
they
no,
had to-
Yeah, I just looked. You're right. I'm watching the scene. They put his charred body on the table
it's like
and
they
then
wheeled
put
him off
suit
the floor
around
and put him into the suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was what was the most surprising thing to me.
Maybe they were just working on a suit for anyone.
Just in case.
Just in case someone gets, hurt enough that they can't live on their own.
And we got to keep him in pain.
Yeah.
Well, according to legends, all of that stuff is it's Sith technology and Sith, this and that. So it's I don't
thought-
know. Maybe Palpatine predicted that.
Do Sith have scientists and I thought it was always 2.
No, that's before the rule of 2 was established. That the Sith were more of a race. They talk about it in Rebels. There's a whole planet where it's just fucking charred bodies. It's kind of looks like the aftermath of a nuclear explosion or something like that. But it's this just battlefield with all these charred bodies and it's the Sith homeworld and shit. Maybe I'm getting that mixed up. I don't know. It's pretty cool. But the rule of 2, so the Inquisitors that are in the show, they're constantly fucking bickering and trying to get the favor of Vader. That's why the rule of 2 exists, because otherwise all the dark side users would be I'm the leader, I'm the best one. So they have to have that order, and that's how they
They have to kill everyone but 2.
Right. But then they have dark side users, so they can finagle other people with red lightsabers.
I'm going to take a montage of Star Wars clips of really dark things happening, like Anakin's charred body being put into Vader, and put it to "Nothing goes wrong in the Gamerhood."
All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you all again next week. And we'll see you all in a couple weeks at RTX. Woo! Bye.
Type the credits.